overview of the content of this presentation from the small conversation between our manager and Jawad. So my name is Mayad Al Hashim, and I'm going to be presenting about team spirit at the workplace. But before we start, I want to ask you a question. Why do we work? You're all employees here. I bet you guys have a reason why. Okay. Do you have
To improve and benefit the company.
Okay, so to improve.
To find some value of our lives.
There's personal value,
Contribute to the country's development.
country's development. What about money? Don't you wanna? Is it okay if you work with no salary if you want to just improve the country?
It would be an addition.
So even for financial gain, which is not an unreasonable reason to work. So we all have different reasons to work. So some of you mentioned personal kind of value, and then some mentioned we want to improve the country, we want to contribute to the economy, and we do it for financial gain. So all of these are different motives or reasons why we work, and they affect our performance. But they remain only motivations, and sometimes we feel very motivated, and sometimes we don't. We have our high days and our low days. So we're talking. This is the first influencer, motivation. But there's other influential factors that can keep us at high performance constantly. And one of the strong aspects is team spirit. How's your environment at work? How's your team supporting you? So since this is kind of a semi-formal meeting, let me drift off the main topic, like I usually do in life, and I'll talk about my favorite topic. No, it's not makeup. And no, it's not shopping. Let's talk soccer. So my passion for soccer started around 6-7 years ago when I started studying in the US. I started playing soccer, and I found a lot of passion and love for the sport. So at that point, I was driven by passion and the goal to succeed. I wanted to improve myself to become a better player. And then I graduated and came back to continue my studies at KAUST to study my master's. But I continued my passion. I was still passionate, and I joined the United Football Association in KAUST. I became one of their active and dedicated players. And then eventually, as Bayan knows, I became the president of the UFA at KAUST. And throughout this journey, my performance got better with time. We're all engineers. We like to think graphs about everything in life. So for the past, for like 5 years, I did become better and better. And in that period, I was driven by passion and the goal to succeed. But then, my performance got better. It spiked drastically. So what do you think happened in the past 10-11 months?
Good team.
I got employed. See how my performance gets better when I get a better salary? There was another secret though.
What position you play?
Defensive.
Defensive.
Yeah. Sometimes I play on the wing, but mostly it's on the defense.
You play soccer. I love soccer.
Yes.
I used to play when I was in the US as well. I used to play indoor. A lot. I used to enjoy it. But since more recently, I don't have the time to. But definitely, maybe one day we can plan for a soccer.
I think I picked the right topic. So the secret was I joined a team. I joined the Eastern Flames soccer team, and this was kind of one of the main reasons why I chose to leave KAUST and work at Aramco, apart from pursuing my career in engineering, is because I get to follow my passion. and continue playing soccer. But as I told you, my performance peaked. So there must be a certain value in playing within a team. When I joined Flames, we've gone through a lot of things. So we volunteered together, we competed together, and we even had team bonding activities and retreats. These people supported me on and off the field. And when you feel like people are depending on you, you kind of give it more than the best you have. I was always trying to perform my best to become a good player, but the difference is when people are depending on me and when they give me support, this changed. I would give everything I have. So even if I'm tired and my coach told me, hey, we need you, go back to the field, I would get up and continue playing. Even though I thought I was at zero, I would still get up because there's a team waiting for me. There's a team that actually supported me and when I felt down and I felt tired. So that's why you feel like you can get some extra boost apart from your passion, your motivation to succeed and all that. But now let's take it back to work. How can we change our mindset from thinking about me, my passion, my goals, to think about us? How do I improve the people around me and my workplace? So I have certain tips that I can remind you of because it seems like it's something that you guys already know. But the first method is to have open communication. When you have open communication, you feel more comfortable about discussing issues, problems, and this meeting is actually one of the great examples. We have the opportunity to speak directly to our manager and to see each other's problems, the issues that your fellow PDPs are facing. And then there's even the chats that we have in the morning or in coffee breaks when we go downstairs, as long as you're not neglecting your main job responsibilities. It's actually a proven method to increase team spirit, and they often refer to it as the water cooler conversations. And then the next tip is to admit mistake and seek help. I do realize that sometimes it's difficult when you cause a huge mistake to say, hey, I admit I made a mistake, but this is kind of the only way to help. And I see Jawad smiling because I recently went through an experience where I made a major mistakes in my simulations, and it kind of affected the whole thing, the whole project. But the first thing I did was to go to my mentor and told him that I made a mistake. And he was very accepting because he knows that I'm new, I'm learning this. It's actually a good thing that I'm brave enough to admit mistake and seek help. Which brings me to my next point.
By the way, I mean that one in particular, we look at it positively. Instead of somebody being defensive,
Yes.
to come forward and say, I think I made a mistake. How can we change it? How can we improve it? How can I avoid it in the future? I will value this a lot. Rather than somebody doing a mistake, sleeping on it, until we find out. That will not be. I think it's always good to come forward and try to change and learn from the mistake. We learn from our mistakes. Things we didn't do the best way.
Mistakes do happen.
This is an opportunity for us to learn.
Yeah, that's true. And then the next one is, because we realize that people make mistakes, is to give help and support to others. It's sometimes difficult for people to come, your colleagues, to come to you and say, hey, I need help, hey, I don't know, because they don't want to look that they're stupid or they're afraid to ask questions. So try to be open about the things that you do know. Even if you're not very experienced right now, there must be a couple of things that you know and others don't. try to offer the help, not just wait for people to ask you. And this creates such a positive environment for the rest of us. And then there's the fourth point, which is, for some reason, it's sometimes difficult for some people to do, but it's very, very, very valuable in terms of creating a positive work environment, which is to recognize the successes of other people. Sometimes we want to take credit because we're trying to succeed, but put some effort into recognizing someone else's. Hey, Bayan, you did a great job in your presentation. I was impressed by this and that. Jawad, you asked amazing questions, and Ghamdi, you had very insightful contributions in our discussions. This, even if it's not from your boss, from your colleague, people highlighting each other, it creates a personal satisfaction to you and the person that you just recognize. So to sum up,
and it attracts positive things, and I believe in the law of attraction. If you start try this on a daily basis, always try to give positive messages to others. Since the morning, you wake up, you see your mom, and tell her how beautiful she looks. You go out, you know the driver or your brother, you know, nice comments. I try to always give positive messages, send positive messages out to people. You will be surprised. This will attract positive news to you. If you go on your day feeling down, you will end up feeling sad at the end. It's this way. It's what you adopt, what you emit as a positive energy to others. It goes around and also attracts positive things to you.
okay, so you guys should write that down. Our manager just gave you a task. Say something nice every day to someone. And it's not difficult. And I agree, like giving positive things, it gives you, attracts positivity to your life. So to sum up in the end, first of all, open communication, give help and receive help, seek help from others, and lastly, recognize the successes of others. And it all boils down to treat others the way you want to be treated. Thank you everybody for listening. If you become the role model and supporting your team, it will all come down to you and you're going to look good, which is not something that you seek. You try to win by having the whole team win. Thank you very much for listening.